Spartan men couldn't live with their wives until their 30s. Sparta was a war-obsessed, brutal society. Here's how it raised warriors. 1. Spartan babies were bathed in wine, not water. Spartan babies were subjected to tough practices. Right after birth, they were bathed in wine. Weak babies were believed to convulse and die. Infants faced inspection by council elders. If they had deformities, they were left on a mountainside to die. Spartan mothers let babies cry alone for hours. 2. Spartan schools intentionally starved boys. The goal was to make them steal food. If caught, they faced severe punishment. This was to prepare them for food scarcity during battles. Boys who didn't respond cleverly were punished. 3. The Spartans didn't see their wives until their 30s. Spartan men had to live in military barracks until 30. Some preferred to marry at this age, but some married earlier. These couples couldn't live together for years. Newlyweds had to act as if they were doing something wrong. Brides dressed as men on their wedding night. The bride was left alone in a dark room. The husband had to sneak in secretly to avoid being noticed. 4. The Spartans received tombstones in 2 cases. Fallen soldiers were buried on the battlefield. Their tombstone had their name, and in war, women who died in childbirth were also commemorated. The Spartan women were deeply respected. They gave birth to future warriors. 5. Spartan training started at age 7. Boys were taken away from their families. They dove into competitive and violent combat. If they didn't measure up, they got whipped. Crying during flogging led to additional punishment. The Spartans had to learn to endure pain in silence. At 12, they were sent out into the wilderness with nothing but a cloak. If they survived, they joined the Spartan army at 20. The Spartans served as reserve soldiers until 60. 6. Spartan women exercised naked. Physical fitness was highly valued in Sparta. Both men and women exercised outdoors. Nudity during exercise was common. Spartan culture didn't consider naked bodies provocative. 7. The Spartans mistreated their slaves. Helots were enslaved Greeks from Laconia and Messenia. The Spartans used them for unskilled labor. Sometimes they'd make them get extremely drunk. The Helots would act foolishly in public. The Spartan men would mock them. They used the drunken Helots as negative examples for their sons. 8. Spartan brides shaved their heads. They cut their hair short or shaved it off before weddings. This signified the transition from virgin to woman. Virgins had long hair. Once married, women couldn't have long hair again. 9. Spartan elections weren't by voting, but by shouting. The loudest shouting determined the winner. Shouting was also used for yes or no decisions. These included declarations of war. People would simply scream yes or no. 10. The Spartans discouraged wealth hoarding. They used long and heavy iron rods as currency. These rods were so heavy, they sometimes required oxen to carry.